Katrina, where will it head next? Stay with us for the latest in-depth analysis, live reports from the field, weather experts, meteorologists, and hurricane hunters telling you what's happening, why it's happening, and what's next. The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central.
The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station.
The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central. Coming up, the latest on Katrina. But now, you're local on the 8s. Katrina coverage continues here on the Weather Channel, Hurricane Central.
This is no longer a story of property loss. This is really a story of life and saving lives. People who are in the affected area need to evacuate, and they need to get out now.
And this is why you want to get out now. Hurricane Katrina, a Category 5 with winds of 165 miles per hour. We don't want to be near the Gulf Coast. Thanks so much for keeping it tuned here to the Weather Channel as we continue to track this very powerful Hurricane Katrina. On this Sunday afternoon, I'm Alexandra Steele.
And I'm Paul Goodloe. Now, the President Bush has already declared states of emergencies for Louisiana and Mississippi. And let's take a look at the reason why. Again, we're still dealing with a Category 5 hurricane. Sustained winds 165 miles per hour. And the pressure, just latest in from the Air Force, or the hurricane hunters in there, reconning this storm. It's gone up one more millibar, 904 millibars right now. Early this afternoon, it was as low as 902. And now we continue to see this storm turn closer and closer to the southeast coast. We are already feeling the wind gusts. Take a look at some of the offshore buoy reports. Southwest Pass, this is not a buoy, this is actually a point of I guess a pier point. Sustained winds now 44 miles per hour. That's tropical storm force winds, and the pressure continues to fall throughout the afternoon.
All right, this is one serious situation. And of course, we have a team of meteorologists along the Gulf Coast covering Hurricane Katrina throughout the night. Let's check in with Mike Seidel in Mobile, Alabama, and Jeff Morrow in Mandeville, Louisiana. But first, Mike, let's go to you. You know, looking at these pictures, you can see this is no movie. This is no video game. This is a scary scenario. You've seen and gone through many hurricanes. What's your take on this one in Mobile?
Well, obviously, this is, for me, is going to be the worst one I've ever gone through. I went through Floyd, went through the eye of Floyd, but that was a 3, weakening to a strong 2. This is a 5, and although I may not see the eye wall, obviously, this is going to be very, very devastating, even here in Mobile County, where we do have mandatory evacuation south of I-10. And by the way, earlier, Alexandra asked me about the shelter situation. We have 10 shelters, and the largest is Semmes Middle School. That one will hold 1,200 people. That one, though, tends to fill up fast, so keep that in mind. Thousands heading east on I-10, running at about 7 or 8 miles an hour. You literally walk that fast down the interstate out of New Orleans. We caught up with some of them here in Mobile, gassing up, trying to get out of the way of Katrina. And a lot of those New Orleans residents who are evacuating are wondering how their homes and possessions will fare as Katrina makes landfall.
This one seems to be a little bit more serious than the other ones that we've had come through in the last couple of years. We've had some smaller ones, and it hasn't really been that bad. And I guess if the projected track stays true, I guess New Orleans could really be in for it this time. So, yeah, we're a little worried that we might not have much to come back to if the worst case scenario plays out.
Yeah, we hope for the best in this case. Maybe an Opal situation where it rapidly weakened from a 5 to a 3 before landfall. We'll see if we can. We'll see if that happens. As far as the situation goes, again, Mobile County, we have mandatory evacuations south of Interstate 10. Everybody trying to get out of harm's way. We have too. We were down in Mobile, the downtown area by the bay. That could be flooded if we get a surge of 20 to 25 feet. We don't want to have to deal with any kind of storm surge issues. You shouldn't have to either. So we've moved here to higher ground. We're about 3 miles now north of Interstate 10 and well inland from the Gulf.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Be safe, and we'll talk to you again next half hour.
Well, from Mobile, Alabama, let's take you westward into Mandeville, Louisiana. That's where our meteorologist, Jeff Morrow, is. And, Jeff, again, you left early this afternoon. We saw you in New Orleans, and now you're in Mandeville. Why did you have to move?
It just got a little bit too dangerous. We were thinking if the eye got anywhere near New Orleans, even if it's just a little bit to the east, that would put a very strong northerly wind in the western eye wall over Lake Pontchartrain, which may indeed blow the lake right down over the levees and into the town. And getting stuck there for a long time, and the possibility of a lot of glass and debris flying around, we thought it would be best maybe to move north of the lake, which is what we did. We're just on the north side of the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, which pretty much bisects Lake Pontchartrain from north to south. So we're on the northern end. I believe we're in St. Tammany Parish here in Mandeville. Now, let's show you what some other folks who were getting out of town were doing and what they had to contend with. A lot of cars on Interstate 10. Now, again, they've had a bit of a traffic flow pattern in here where they change lanes and they reverse them and they get them going both in the same direction, and that seemed to help out a lot. That has been taken down now, but a lot of people did take advantage of that and did get out of town. Now, those that couldn't went to some of the shelters, and one of the shelters was, of course, the Louisiana Superdome. And I got to tell you, the lines out there were amazing. It was like folks were lining up to go in and see a huge sporting event like a football game. There were just, I mean, I would say literally a couple thousand people standing out in lines just waiting to get inside. Just everybody that couldn't get out of town was trying to stream into the Superdome, it seems. So everybody around here taking it extremely, extremely seriously. Let's get back to you guys.
You know, Jeff, you've moved to the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, but even with that water rise there, is that your end point, or do you have a plan B?
No, plan B. We probably will not be here when we're broadcasting tomorrow morning. We'll move a little bit farther to the north, up toward Interstate 12, and we're hoping to weather the storm from there. All
right, Jeff, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate it.
Well, stay with us. Again, we're going to have an update from what's going on in the entire tropics with a tropical expert, and also talk about the potential look in terms of this hurricane that is moving more towards the north, finally waiting for that northern turn. Looks like we have it right now.
Yeah, hurricane-force winds will be felt by midnight tonight in places like New Orleans, so it is just hours from coming, and a serious situation at that.